This means that the individual's psyche is far from being safely synthesized. On the contrary, it threatens to fragment only too easily under the onslaught of unchecked emotions. While this situation is familiar to us from the studies of anthropologists, it is not so irrelevant to our own advanced civilization as it might seem. We, too, can become dissociated and lose our identity. We can be possessed and altered by moods or become unreasonable and unable to recall important facts about ourselves or others, so that people ask, "What the devil has gotten into you?" We talk about being able to control ourselves, but self-control is a rare and remarkable virtue. Hello and welcome to the last stream of 2023 on this here channel, Save versus Dragon Year and Hive Mind Card Pool. We're starting off strong with Phoebus talking about the most terrifying feast I've ever heard of. The Feast of Circumcision. Phoebus, that sounds absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. I'm going to give you special saves against the new year, but those aren't this. These here are the standard saves for the show. Saves for the show. Just this episode, not the special dragon saves. But you still get to choose. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart as the basis for your savings throw versus the mind control that follows. You choose, I roll. If it's over 10, you take half damage from the mind control. If it's under 10, you take full damage. But remember, everybody, we want what's best for you. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Survivalist. Oh, look. You got a 7 on today's socialist, rocking it in strong. With an 18 for the show, Lovers of wisdom, that's a 5 for you, a 5. Hard folks, I guess we're going to get you. That's a 3, but remember, we want what's best for you. And Indigo kids, you got the number of transformation, an 11. And the reason I did them so promptly was because what I'd like to share with you now is a little bit of a long one. But Dumir has made an excellent distillate about a very, very important topic. And here it is.
The notion of fellowship was the philia that emerged out of and sustained the body of Christ, right? The church as the body of Christ. So, and of course, bodies are self-organizing. They're autopoietic. They're self-making, living things. And insofar as it was associated also with wisdom, is that there's the sense of the community, like the school, right? Because Pythagoras coins the term, and he simultaneously founds a community, a school, right? So there's fellowship. Out of the school emerges, right, a kind of love, right, that it emerges out of the community, but it also sustains the community as its organizing principle, as its logos. And then seeing philia as the important mediation between eros and agape as well.
The light that is kindled in the virtue of friendship is the light by which you uncover yourself,
yes.
Right? And without which you cannot uncover yourself.
Friendship is where we get the second person perspective that mediates between the first and the third person perspectives.
And thereby forms the religio, the binding.
Yeah. It's this weird stereoscopic thing where you're looking out through your eyes, but you're also looking back through the beloved other, right? And yet those are somehow fused into a unified perspective. There's something about friendship fellowship, the way it binds us into something that takes on a life of its own. That's the analogy to Dialogos.
It brings this third element in.
And I think our culture is largely incapable of speaking about the grounding of friendship. We used to have authentic categories that were non-friendship categories. There were literally your associates.
Acquaintances.
There were your acquaintances, and there were your associates, and there were your colleagues. And these were not understood to be friends, nor should they be friends. And then we got the weird sitcom thing that happened where no, everybody is your family and everybody is your friend. And it's like, well, no, I don't want that, because that removes the distinctness of friendship. All those distinctions have collapsed. And that is adulterated and confused our understanding, so that we have this, well, as you said it, this profane notion of friendship.
Friendship is beer and football, you know? Whereas it used to be church.
When I was growing up and in church, we used to use the term edification, like edifice, like building a building. We were engaged in the project of building each other up in the Christian life.
Yeah.
Real or authentic friendships, they do not rely on the contexture of a predetermined world to find relevance and significance. Rather, they create and unfold between themselves that shared context and world. That's why when you're in the presence of a real deep friend, it truly does not matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
who can sit with them on a log in the woods. And that's enough. That's enough.
Because it's a unique
analogy.
language, right? I mean, if you have a deep, real friend, you generate a unique language together. It's nobody else's language, right?
Right. And what I'm saying is that unique language feeds back into the point Chris was making about Socratic self-knowledge. It literally gives you the language by which you bespeak yourself and individuate yourself.
So it's a unique language, but it's also the language that allows you to communicate outside of that bubble or outside.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you speak. That's why you speak more fully and more truly when you speak into the ear of your friendship.
Yeah.
Your vocality takes on a resonance. The logos takes on a resonance and is able to self-multiply in that Heraclitan way that it is not otherwise able to do. That's the fecundity of the world that's created between two authentic friends.
Right. Friendship is a place in which we can deeply realize that the self is inherently dialogical.
Yes.
Like when I hear about some of the friendships that were maintained in some of the deepest, darkest situations, like in POW camps and things like that, and how those friendships helped people preserve their humanity when nothing else does. Heroic individualism and all that stuff, that all gets broken. That all gets broken. But the one thing that is not undermined is friendship. It's telling that in 1984, Orwell gets this, because what he does, the most horrific thing he does, is he ultimately undermines the relationship and the friendship between Winston and Julia. And that's when they lose their soul. That's when they lose their soul.
Yeah, that's when he loves Big Brother. He loves the it instead of the thou. He's
right. He loses, and that's the whole point of the party. If you read the book, you realize the whole point of the party is to absolutely destroy the possibility of friendship and fellowship, so that the only thing that's left is the devotion to Big Brother. And the market and the state are trying to do that right now.
Yeah.
The agapic element is you help, like you're a world through which you give birth to a world through which the other person can come into who and what they are. And that, or to use it another way, Andrew, there's an agape in creating a unique language by which that other person can come into articulation.
All of this serves to depict what is at stake in the loss of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
I know for myself, the quaking of that foundation, the prospect of the loss of a friendship of that nature and of that intensity, it brings a kind of existential stress that, in my experience, very, very few things can compare.
I agree.
Because when your life begins to presuppose that foundation and begins to presuppose the reproduction from the worlds that are opened by those friendships, the risk of the loss of those worlds is tantamount to the risk of the loss of soul.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just wait, Lance. We're almost to the climax.
Yeah.
The friendship that creates these, what we said, this unique language where we're not just communicating, where we're communing with each other. What would it be like to not be capable of that? What would that be like?
Starvation.
It's a living death. It's you're one of the undead. Really, because there's just nothing. It's your whole movie. Your life is a Friends sitcom. It's like it's horror.
Yeah.
If you can't enter into philia, if you can't commune, then you're not going to have dialogos. You're not going to have these conversations that take on a life of their own and give birth to new ways of seeing and being. And without that, then the possibility of knowing yourself virtuously. To know yourself virtuously is to know yourself in virtue of others, right? There's an inherent binding there together. Without philia, there's no dialogos, and there's no capacity for that kind of knowledge, the self-knowledge that makes us wise. And that's what Jesus is doing. And then he says, though, he does the typical Jesus thing. And the kingdom of God is like this. And you go, oh. Friends, they share and they afford the dropping into the vertical for each other.
Yeah.
Yes. Friendship cocoons the memory of the eternal.
And here it is. Here it is. Here's the pinnacular moment.
Into the vertical for each other.
Yeah.
Yes. Friendship cocoons the memory of the eternal within the intrinsic suffering of life.
That's it.
Ducks eat bread.
They do. They like it.
Whoa. It told on me I was watching that Tarantino
Is
pitch.
everything all right in here?
Yes, Daddy.
Here's a short relief. Welcome, everybody, to the Save versus Dragon Year Hive Mind card pull stream. And as advertised, it's a Hive Mind card pull stream. So what I'm planning on doing special for you today on the Hive Mind card pull stream is like, all right, you guys get to choose either the blue deck or the red deck. And the third person who picks one of those colors will get the first card pull of the card pull in the Hive Mind card pull thing. So if someone says red and someone says blue and then another person says blue, we'll do the card pull for that guy, and we'll go from there. Meanwhile, Rascal has put out this great one on the shadow matriarchy that you now get to experience here. The beautiful compilation on what the hell does he mean by shadow matriarchy.
The life of the agrarian era, okay, which was for most of human history, okay, the agrarian era, where there was the world of men and the world of women, and the sexes had very little to do with each other. Each had power and status in its own realm. Right? And they laughed at each other in essence. Okay, the women had enormous power. In fact, the old women ruled, not the young, beautiful women like today. The older you were, the more you had control over everyone. Including the mating and marriage, the joy that women had with each other all day long, okay? Cooking with each other. You know,
That's Griswold Grimm's take, and I think the shadow matriarchy point is huge. You know, Camille Paglia makes that point quite clear to Jordan Peterson that, you know, we have all of this. That's why it's a shadow matriarchy. It's a power beneath and behind the power.
I'm a fan. Sanji says she doesn't know anything, that lady. That lady doesn't know anything. And, well, Sanj, if you put out a channel and straighten us all out, I'll run clips from it, unless they got the cuss words or something. We have 3 blue people in the house. Steven gets the first card, and then Lance, and then Ups. Thanks to this being the Hive Mind card pull stream, just like that. So for Steven, this will be your card for, I don't know, 2023, this show, however you want to take it. You're getting a pull. Here we go. And hey, Luke, good to see you. Oh, the Jack of Diamonds for Steven. There you go, Steven. That's for you. Good to see you, Luke. Welcome aboard. Lance has been masticated. Let's see what else we got. We got Ups asking for one, but I said Lance would go first, so we're gonna pull Lance's card right after I reshuffle from Steven's pool.
Remember,
there is no agency. We want what's best.
And apparently, Lance, what's best for you is the blue card pull. Oh, the nine of spades for you, Lance. And and another choosing the blue deck. The blue deck is Upcycle Club, who gets the card of the Jack of Clubs. Upcycle Club with the Jack of Clubs. Whatever that means.
List? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room?
I want to cast Magic Missile. A room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet.
I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
There's a darkness attack from Phoebus and Ups. Thanks for the missiles, fellas. Thanks for the missiles. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Save versus Dragon Year Hive Mind card pull. All you got to do is be somebody who hasn't done it already and say a color. Happy New Year, Dust. And you too will get a card pull. You can choose red or blue. Everybody likes blue around here so far. Meanwhile, in case you missed it, I had a special appearance over on Pastor Paul's live stream on Friday, and here's an excerpt. Of that. Wait, don't forget, you've had savings throws against the guy on the left already.
Around. Like, what do you think? If you thought secularity was a reasonable frame or a valid frame to have in the world, and which would mean there was a state of no religion, then what would happen and how long would it take? Well, it turns out it would take about 2.5 generations or so. And I would argue that's kind of what we're seeing is the results of behaving as if.
Yeah, there are interesting, with Turkey, that whole process that Turkey went through. And, Grizz, your story, I mean, you saw that on the Vanderclips channel. I took that really wonderful description of your church going, Unitarians though they may be. There are a fair number of Unitarian Pentecostals out there. But anyway, so, secularity is a very tricky thing. And now Grizz is living in the Bible Belt. And now, Mark, you are a Yankee, you're a Yankee who moved to the Bible Belt. So, and there are a lot of Yankees who moved to the Bible Belt because the weather up there sucks. And,
Yep.
But, a lot of what we're dealing with in this corner are these issues, but with a Christian valence. Now, with an Islamic valence, things are going to be different. And just the geopolitical aspect of Islam is very different.
Kia. Oh, wait. You should drop the stream link again so somebody can come on and fill my spot. I'm sitting here looking at this thing, and it's like, it reminds me of how they used to say we had an angel on the one shoulder and a devil on the other. And I can't figure out who is who in this scenario.
So, yeah, Turkey is very secular. Turkey went through this process basically of secularization. Egypt did to a degree too. My conversation, again, it's still in the member section. It'll come out soon with Ash from Egypt. That conversation from start to finish was just fun. But he's Armenian.
We all know that there is no agency, any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Save versus Dragoneer Hive Mind card pull. We've got Dust not being able to follow directions at all. You have to choose either the color green or blue. See what you did, Dust? Blue or red, and we'll do a special card pool for you, just like we did for the three guys already. And still nobody wants one. So, on that live stream, however, we were informed that the Convivium videos have been released. Those look like that. Father Eric has provided us a fancy pants a playlist of them. I will drop that in the Hive Mind chat for us now. Oh, we have. There you go. That's how you do it. Wait, much better, Dust. We'll get to that in a minute. Here's that playlist that Eric has done. You can copy and paste it and save it for later. One of those videos, however, is this one here. Oh, no, stop. This one here, where the sound is terrible bad, by the way. But I do get a shout out, which I will share with you now.
What kind of a spirit is that? And what moves people? It's so stimulating to me to come to Europe. This is only the second time I've been to Europe, and just walking through the train station this morning and seeing the stores, and there's a Halloween display. The spirit of America is strong. And then last night I clicked on, sorry, Grim Grizz, I turned on set in my hotel room, and because I was curious, well, what does German TV look like?
That's okay, Pastor Paul. As I said in the comments of that video, if you meet me over at the conference in Florida, the Symbolic World one, I'll give you a set of dice so you can roll savings throws against it. All right, we're doing the card pull show of the thing, the Hive Mind card pull, and Dust is brave enough to take a card, so we'll shuffle him for him the red deck now and pick his own. That clip was like saying nothing at all, featuring PVK. It was, but it's had my name in it, Sanjay. He said that wasn't my saying, that was Sanjay, and it said my name, and that's the important thing, because as you may know, I represent the fraternal regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy, and so it was, that narcissist part that said my name, and Dust, the queen of clubs for you. I think that's higher than the one Lance got. I don't know if that means anything, or it might just mean you're a queen. Hey, Chad, hello. Welcome, Chad, to this Save vs. Dragoneer Hive Mind card pull. If you choose either red or blue, we too will pull a card for you. And here's one of the great brandings of the year that Chad made for us, his peacocking home run. Hello. I see the assassin. I see the assassin. I see the Dust claims that he is now the queen of clubbing. The queen of clubbing. And no one has yet choose the card for the pulling. Apparently the CIA deck may have made a return. So I'm not sure it's full, but if you'd like one pulled from there, that's now an option. That is now one of the options. Lance says, from running counter programming to biblical Hebrew Jacobianite, See, these words, this hidden friendship language. I don't know. However, I have seen one of the best things recently I have ever seen on the internet. And while I try to convince you to type either red, blue, or CIA, you say CIA or agency, we'll use that deck. In the Hive Mind for our special Fancy Pants Hive Mind card pull Dragoneer save stream. I'm going to show you this thing that I think is one of the best things ever on the internet. And here it is now. What? Oh. Wasn't that just amazing and fabulous? I loved it. Personally, it looks like Sanji has chosen the CIA deck. So as we shuffle, you can watch this. All right, there, cards. Sanji is a very, very special fella. We're gonna, or maybe not a fella. Who knows? You guys are just names on the internet to me. But let's see if we can get a very special card for him. Here we go. That's your card, Sanjay, the Jack of Hearts. Wow, you guys are getting a remarkable amount of face cards for these pulls, don't you think?
I'm attacking the darkness.
Now, what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime? I don't know.
Is this in the island of Dr. Moreau? However you spell that? No, Matthew, welcome. You too can pick a card. You can't thank me enough for our daily dose of cat videos. Well, there are methods. You can try.
Now, what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime?
Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all.
Like love. Love is worth saving.
I don't know love. Now encompasses everything. Does it not?
It's all there is.
It's all there is.
You choose survival, social, wisdom, or heart.
See, you've given yourself up. But this is the most powerful thing that can be done. Surrender. See, and love is an act of surrender to another person. Total abandonment. I give myself to you. Take me, do anything you like with me. See? So, and that's quite mad. So we come to the strange conclusion that in madness lies sanity.
That's right, there are methods, Stephen. You found the one that YouTube favors as they get a 30% cut, and it makes your name all fancy orange. You can usually type words in there. Apparently you did not, but thank you very much. Up says there is a link at the top that YouTube doesn't get a 30% cut of, but more. I only brought the one. I can show it to you again. I can go search for some because you just gave me $20. Oh. Well, it turns out that Steven was just kidding, but I've already typed in the search Best Cat Videos 2023, and the people smart enough to name their videos that are displayed below. This one wins the thumbnail, but I'm going to go with Silliest Cats on Earth and randomly click over here.
As you see, Cat's stubbornness isn't something that can be estimated. Maybe the easy life makes him go on difficult paths.
Tofu. We don't need ones with narration. You failed. You failed. There's like 3 branding I haven't used yet. Maybe next year, Chad. Maybe next year. Maybe. If I ever do this again. We don't even know. Here's a very special one that's painful to me personally. Now, despite the fact this is a special Save vs. Dragon Year Hive Mind card pool stream, there hasn't been any additional requests for a card pool from the Hive Mind with the red or the blue or the CIA. However, with what must be the voice to skull technology, I have received a request for an agency card mind pool, and that one comes out the Jack of Hearts. The Jack of Hearts for the special voice to skull. Oh, there you go, Chad. All right, Chad wants one too. The Jack of Hearts is not for you. That's for the voice to skull son of a. Stop it. I just pulled it. It's a Jack of Hearts. Now I gotta pull one for Chad. And Happy New Year and such. Here, a quick one. All right, Chad, here for you is the special CIA card pull. The Queen of Clubs. You're not the only one that gets it. Amazing still the amount of face cards that are coming up in the Hive Mind card pull. Scholar of Nihilism, welcome aboard. We are doing a very special Save versus Dragon Year and Hive Mind card pull right now. You can say either agency, CIA, or something to indicate the CIA. Turn the branding up. You can say either CIA agency or whatever to get the CIA deck pull, or you can choose the Blue Church deck or the red deck. The red deck as the choice of the deck from which your card is pulled, and we will pull one for you if you say it in the Hive Mind chat before we get to the end of the stream here, which may or may not be rapidly approaching.
I'm gonna have a look at you.
Okay. And that means we should probably get the Save versus Dragon Years rolls out of the way. These are magical mystery saves that you can carry with you throughout the year. And it's going to be the year of the dragon. I'm not sure if it starts when we start our new year or if it only starts when we do that, when the Chinese do their new year. It might still be the rabbit for a couple of months or whenever they do it. But that's all right. Here nonetheless are the fancy pants Save versus Dragon Year savings throw roll. Now this is Save versus the year, not the mind control in the year, but the year itself. You get to choose between survival, social, wisdom, or heart. I roll it, and if it's over 10, you take half damage from the coming dragon year. And if it's under 10, you take full damage for the coming dragon year. But at least you got a savings throw. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Oh, this is a big one. We got to make it fancy. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. If you haven't chosen yet, you don't get it. You better choose now. You can choose in your head. You don't have to type it, but choose. Oh, survivalists. I hope you got a bunker, because that's a 6. You're going to need your bonuses. Oh, dear. This is not a good year for anybody. Look at this. Socialists with a 4. Lovers of wisdom, a 5. Heart folks, an 8. Oh, my goodness. Only the indigo folks with a prime 17 have made their savings throws. The dice say what the dice say. Welcome. This is the one without any sound, so I have to talk over it, and I forgot that. Remember it.
This agency. We want
That causes damage. I can't play it for too long. But here's this one for a nice break. Maybe find it. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, saving us from an abrupt and awkward end of the stream. Cassandra with the blue choice. Here's another Blue Church card pull for the Hive Mind. Cassandra, your special card is the 6 of clubs. We've broken the streak of phase cards. But maybe that's lucky. Maybe that's lucky. It's appropriate, Sanjay, that you don't get a thing of what I'm saying. It's part of how it works. And if I figure out when the Chinese New Year starts, maybe I'll probably do that. All right. Okay. Let's see. Is anybody else wanting a card? Benjamin Franklin says if we laid eggs like dragon, maybe the artificial wombs would be more tolerable. Oh, that's undercover enmity. Undercover enmity. All right. All right, now everybody's talking about dragons. The year is going to drag on and on and on. I could listen to Vervaeke and BVK cackle all night. Does anybody have a Vervaeke cackling? I don't know I don't think I've ever heard Vervaeke cackle. All right, we'll take a last call for any cards. Remember, you can pick CIA, agency, same, blue deck or the red deck. And here's a whoosh.
One thing is sure, a great change of our psychological attitude is imminent. That is certain. Why? Because we need more. We need more psychology. We need more understanding of human nature, because the only real danger that exists is man himself.
And whoosh.
Dust to Dust says there is a Peterson cackle out there. Chad lies to the stream once again. He says he's returning to go back to his wife, and that moments and moments later, we see him again saying, agency, you already got your card pulled, Chad. And, but Scholar, I don't remember doing it 1-4. So, Scholar, here is your agency deck card pull on our very special Save versus Dragon Year Hive Mind card pool show. Hive Mind card pool show. Ooh, the 4 of hearts. The 4 of hearts. That's like 1 for each chamber. Joy asks, would you accept my virtual hug? Your expressions are so visceral, carnal, and palpable, deserving of embrace. Let's see. I do accept dollars. Let's see if I can try to accept a virtual hug. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Stop it now. Stop it now. All right. 4 of hearts. That's 4 of hearts. Yes. And then one more branding to let any additional Save vs. Dragon Year card pull requests come in. Have I won this one yet? Who knows? Okay, I did play that one once before, but a lot of people are drinking the grog tonight, so that's probably appropriate. I'm going to do a red card for myself and show it to you all. Or we can say it's for the show. Lance with the throwback emoji. Oh, that's a throwback emoji? It looks like a finger, pull my finger. That pull my finger throwback. Well done. Well done. You see, you guys are better at this than me sometimes. The card for me, or the show is, the 3 of hearts. The 3 of hearts. It's almost like a trinity. And with no further requests coming in for the Hive Mind, all I have to say is that the scholar says, once I can explain the branding about casting the spell when no one is there, and they laugh. Then I know I will have gone too far. Neil making an appearance. which makes me stretch it out one more time by visiting over to the Friday Morning Nameless and seeing his recent, I guess, co-hosting with Chad. This is now episode 1 of The Meandering. Let's see what's going on in the 33rd minute, shall we?
Yeah, I said it'd be kind of cool if other people got up early. I've been trying to find somebody I could pray with in the morning. And he said, well, you could pray with me. And he would just kind of sit there, and I would pray with him. And I don't know what he's doing on the other end of the phone, but I could be accountable to him. I'd show up. He said he's going to be there, so I'm going to be there, and I'm going to call him, and we'll do this prayer. And that started me on something. At least started me on some discipline. And then we started exploring other things, and we get into conversation and stuff. So I'm starting to develop a discipline. Meanwhile, there's somebody else that asked me to help them with their alcoholism, like a few months ago or something. And he started going to AA, and he's very new to the AA thing. And one day we're talking on the phone, and he's like, oh, what's going on with you? And I just said, I got all this stuff going on, and I'm feeling disconnected. And this was what happens when you kind of don't stick to the daily disciplines. You know, you can kind of get like this dry feeling, this basically the spiritual sickness is back on you, and you just kind of feel something kind of like with I think the Orthodox call logos me, which is like this basically chattering sin in your head, or the thing that can chat
between thinking about yourself and being miserable.
All right. Neil has showed up and done a fancy record request of the Jack of Diamonds, not understanding that in order to get the hive mind pull, you choose either blue or red or agency. So, but it's going to be very curious now when he does finally do it right, if the card that appears is the Jack of Diamonds. He does choose the red deck. We can roll on with the red deck pull. Remember, Embody, now is your chance. I normally don't do card pulls for people. This is a very special occasion. Let's see if we can find the Jack of Diamonds from the red deck for Neil, or if it turns out to be something else and his psychic powers are still lacking. That's quite possible as well. Here you go, Neil. The Three of Clubs. The Three of Clubs is the card for you. Franco, I see people are coming in right when I'm trying to end the stream. I feel bad for not offering you what you call it there. It is a good number. Stephen. Okay, and then Chad. Now Franco wants to go on your stream. The internal monologue spiral into the abyss of insanity. Yes. All right. Do we have any more? No more card requests. Last call, everybody. I think Franco made this one. Yes, really. You see, Stephen Osborne has developed this weird system where each card means some kind of fancy pants saint you can look up. He provides it usually in the comments and or in the hive mind during the stream for the card pulls. And apparently the Jack of Hearts in that system is the Gregory Palamis the Gregory Palamis. I don't necessarily endorse that system, but I don't disavow it either, and it's fun for everybody who plays along, I suppose. But that being no more further card pulls in this fancy pants Dragon Save versus the Dragoneer Hive Mind card pull show, we are going to take the train on out of here. Take the train on out of here. I hope you have a fabulous new year and you don't start it with a hangover, because you're better than that. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great night.